Okay, here we are in Photoshop, and we're going to do some really basic stuff here in Photoshop. We already have some clip art to work with to create our logo. The first thing I want to show you is our layers panel over here. And all of our clip art is on different layers here. I can turn these layers on and off. And when I think of Photoshop's layers, I like to think of it as printing. And our background layer here is, I would say, the paper layer. So if I were to move this layer above all of our clip art, uh, all of our clip art is still there. It's just there's a sheet of paper laying on top of it. I'm going to bring this back down to the bottom. And so I think I can turn on and off the paper layer and just have the clip art. But I like to think of this as paper, and then like these skulls and slash are printed on top of the paper. So we want to move around our clip art. So we've got tools on the left over here. I have the move tool. We got sample tool and a bunch of tools. So these tools, I want to move my clip art around, and if I hover over these tools, it will give me a shortcut key. And the shortcut key is for being able to move around quickly. It takes a little time to memorize what the shortcut keys are, so the tools are essential. So let's say the move tool is V, and I want to move this skull. If I'm on the color picker currently, I can just hit V on my keyboard and it goes straight to the move tool. And right now I have the paper selected, the background, as you can see here. But I want to click on the skull and then move things around and change the size. So with my move tool, I'm going to move my skull here and maybe change the size a little bit. Got these little boxes. I'm going to make that a little bit smaller. And I can't get to the slash text or art. So I'm going to come over here to the layer, click on that. You can see I got this box around this red slash, and I'm going to put that right here. I want to make that bigger. So currently, that red slash is going above the skull, and I want to be able to see that skull better. So I'm simply just going to come over here to that layer. I'm going to click on that layer, and I'm going to drag it above that red slash. So now we can see the skull on top of that. So currently, we've got in Photoshop, this clip art is a knockout. So it doesn't have any background. It's just the black, but it does have, considering Photoshop, this is painted white. So part of that skull's painted white where there's no white here. So that's why we can see through that part down to the slash, but the white is covering the red slash here. But in printing, we're not going to be printing with white ink. So we need to do a knockout with our red, and I'll show you that in a minute. But let's continue editing our Photoshop file here. The font, I'd rather have the font on top of this red slash, so I'm going to drag that layer above so we can read the font better. Going to change the size of that a little bit. I'm going to come up here with the selection, our tool here, and move this skull, and I want to again move that skull on top of that layer. So you are welcome to be creative with this. You could add some elements if you would like. You could remove some of the elements. You could completely design your own pitch black logo if you'd like. This is just to help you get started. But if you do it exactly like I'm doing, you can submit it for full credit. This isn't a Photoshop class. This is just, how we're going to mechanically print this. So I think that I want to make this red slash a little bit bigger. So you can see I'm on red slash layer. Just make that a little bit bigger. If you were to add other red to this, if you would like to, we have to keep it this red. The customer wants specifically Pantone 199U uncoded. So here in my color picker, I'm on gray. I could come to the color sampler here and just select that color. Now you can see that I have red selected here. If I were to go to my brush, paint, I have the same red. But let's say from computer to computer, you weren't sure what this red is. I have a hex code here that relates to Pantone 199 because we want our computer screen to match what we print on Little Ricky, the printing press, and to match what we'll print on a t-shirt, so our screen printing ink. So we're going to mix this color in the Pantone book, which is this color here. So if I wanted to write down that or take it from this computer to another computer, I'm going to click on that, double click on it, and I'm going to copy that. So Command C for copy. Command or Control, depends on if you're Mac or PC. I'm going to hit Command C for copy. Come over to the color picker, double click, and here where the hex code is, I'm going to paste that color. So Command V as in Victor, Command V, and I have that red. Okay. So we have black ink and we have red ink, and we need to separate the colors because we need two printing plates, one for the red and one for the black. So I'm going to make sure that my red layer is selected, and the way I do this is come up to Select, Color Range, and if you click on colors here on your document with the color picker, you can see here in the preview what it's selected. So this is the black, and if I come down here, click on the red, I've got red selected. I'm going to hit OK. And so I have marching ants around the red. And printing presses are very good at registration. But we're also going to screen print this. So we want to do a little bit of trapping to give us a little room for error. And Little Ricky's not the best at registration as well. So, so with this red selected, I'm going to do one more thing. I'm going to come up to Select, and I'm going to modify and expand that red a little bit. So we'll have overlapping ink. I'm going to 4 pixels. You can change this 4, not 35. Maybe if we did 5 pixels. So we have some overlapping ink. So with this selected, we want to create a new layer that we can print on a laser printer. So I'm going to come up here to Layer. I'm going to go to New. I'm going to go to Layer via Copy, or hit Command J on the keyboard for a quicker way to get there. So over here you can see that it created a new layer, layer number 1. And so this layer, as you can see, this has no knockout, this has a knockout. So if I turn off that layer, turn off our black layers, you can see that it created a knockout. And if we didn't create that knockout, we would have red ink from that slash printed right here. But with it knocked out, it won't be there, as well as our smaller skull. Okay, so we would print a red plate like this. So what we would do is go to File, Print, and we're going to print this on our laser printer, our Xerox. And the Xerox is going to print on our plates with toner. So this toner will be printed on our plates, which we would put on the printing press. And that toner acts as the oil, which makes the lithography work. The oil and water don't mix. So the toner will be oil, and it will repel the water. So we'll have that on one plate, and then we will print all of our black on another plate. File, Print, and this will be our other printed plate with toner. And then we really no longer need that layer. So yeah, come up with your own design or do exactly what I did here, and you need to save your work. So I'm going to come up to File and go to Save As, and it is called Pitch Black, and what I want you to do is add your name to the front of Pitch Black. So I have Pitch Black logo, mark. I'm going to save it as a Photoshop file, and I'm going to save it to my desktop. And here on my desktop, you can see here where it's saved. And what I want you to do is, save it with your name, and this is the document I want you to upload to assignment 1. And then we will print it next week. So that's the end of the video. Thanks for watching.